Hannah, and my channel will be focusing on speaking about lupus. If you do not know what lupus is an autoimmune disease that is incurable. You don't have a cure for it, you just have to live with it, learn to live with it. The thing with lupus is that it affects people differently, so how it affects me, it won't affect you. Maybe how it affects me affects someone somewhere up in the world, and we be able to learn from each other and feel like there's some hope. Because I know how it feels when you are diagnosed with a disease that doesn't have a cure and you are completely lost. You don't know what to do, how to go about it, how to go about dealing with it, and you just feel lost. Everyone is saying, oh, I hope you feel better. I hope I feel better too, but I would really like to know, you know? So that's what my channel basically be about. We'll be talking about lifestyle, flare-ups, what causes my flare-ups, what are flare-ups, eating habits, how to avoid certain things like breakouts on your skin, hair loss, and the list goes on. But my channel will be an informative channel talking about lupus. So people may ask, how did I know that I have lupus? Well, I found out that I had lupus in March of 2021. I would have been experiencing symptoms or things that made me feel sick for quite some time, but I was diagnosed before with hypothyroidism, with problems with my thyroid, and I was put on medication for that. I was told that by a doctor, by my internist, that once you have an autoimmune disease already, hypothyroidism is an autoimmune disease, it is highly likely that you can develop a new autoimmune disease. It makes it 100% easier. And during that time, I would say 2019, late 2018, I would have experienced some traumatic events, what you want to say, stress in my life, that would have caused me to take on things that I didn't have to take on. I should not have taken on, but nevertheless they were taken on, and that's what I believe caused me to go into that cycle. Fast forward to 2019, I would have gotten pregnant. I would have gotten pregnant with my daughter, and I was good. No symptoms, hair flourishing, skin blooming. But after I had my daughter, I felt like immediately after, well, I had her in February of 2020, I would have experienced drastic weight loss. And people thought that, oh, Lenny, you snapped back. But I felt sick. I felt so sick. And I could feel myself losing this weight, but I didn't have there was no explanation for why I was feeling this way. I lost so much weight, my hair fell out, I had blemishes on my arm that made me feel so sick. But it got to the point that I couldn't breathe, and I couldn't take it anymore. I couldn't wait until my appointment with the internist to find out what's wrong with me. So I went to the hospital, and I was admitted to the hospital, and they ran all kind of tests on me. And then before doing the test, the doctor was like, Lenny, you know, I think you might have what we call lupus. And I figured I would have researched. I did my own research based on the symptoms I was having, and every time I researched something, it was something coming up about lupus. Didn't want to believe it, but now that he suggested that I may have it, I opened my mind and opened my mind for the possibility that I may have it. So I was admitted to the hospital for a few days, sick. The test came back and I had lupus. Didn't feel no way. I accepted it right off the bat because I knew something was wrong with me. I just felt happy that I knew what it was, and it was a matter of now moving forward and how we're gonna get through this. So we went through that, and we did tests at the hospital, we did tests at another medical facility, and then we got referrals from other doctors overseas. We did online consultation because it was easier to do that. Do my blood work here in Angola, and then send it off and get the information from the necessary doctors. So I had to see a nephrologist, an endocrinologist, and an internist for that. Yeah. So fast forward to being discharged from the hospital, I started to develop some serious back pain, and I was already on medication. I was already on steroids. I was already on Plaquenil, taking my vitamins, drinking lots of water. By that time, I had shaved off all my hair. One of these days, maybe I would get the courage to show my pictures of my hair, but for now, we won't. I did that, and I was on the medication, and then I started to experience the severe back pain, and my urine was frothy. So I spoke to my internist. I told him something is wrong again. I hope it's not a side effect from the steroids. And he was like, come in, we do the test. We do a 24-hour urine test, and he told me that my creatinine levels were extremely low, and that if I don't get them up to that, I might have to do dialysis if I don't get my kidneys to function how I need them to function. He didn't need to say no more. I went. My cousin in St. Martin, she made the appointment for me to see the nephrologist in St. Martin. I called him, I spoke to him on the phone, and I told him what I'll do. I told him I will do a kidney cleanse. So I ordered kidney cleanses from an online store. I got them. I told him I would do that. I would do the kidney cleanse. I would do another urine test, and we'll see what that test shows after I do the kidney cleanse and completely change my diet. And then we'll see what we can do, because I am not going on dialysis. I'm too young to go on dialysis. I felt like that's even more of a worse death sentence than having lupus itself. So I told him I'm not going on dialysis. That's what I will do. He agreed, and he commended me for how brave I was, but I wasn't brave. I was wanting to feel better and live a productive life. So that was that. We went. I did exactly what I said I was gonna do. I did back the urine test. Voila. My creatinine levels came back up. I came off of steroids. I continued to take the Plaquenil because I feel like I had to increase my dosage, because I feel like if I take it in the afternoon, I feel sick, and we don't want to feel sick, especially with my job. I cannot afford to feel sick. I was on the go, I was doing something, and I don't know what my day is like or would be like when I go to work. So that's that. And we went through that whole process. So it's coming up to almost a year, and my hair's growing back, my skin is improving, I feel better. I am almost to my usual weight, no problem. My clothes fit perfectly, and here I am. So I know sometimes when your body tells you something, you ignore it because it's not persistent. It's not a pain stays for days. It comes, you brush it off, and then you go. But then it gets more severe as it comes more frequently. So that was that, and that's how I feel that the lupus crept up on me, because the doctor was even surprised that I was able to carry my daughter full term. Well, she came prematurely, but she was still full term. She came before the due date time, and she was very small, but still grateful that she's here, no complications other than getting the hypothyroidism from me. That's it. And she's healthy, smart, growing beautifully, forever grateful. But I took that as a learning lesson for me, because I feel like the stress I took on was unnecessary. It doesn't affect me. Why did it affect me the way it did? I don't know. But I'm happy that I'm able to identify some aspect of my life that I can see. Yeah, that's what went on. I took on that. And we don't know what stress causes us, but it causes us more underlying issues than we know. And when you look at it, the stress that we want to take on is unnecessary. Unnecessary. You live your life to please you. You live your life. I mean, you don't go about offending people. You don't go about degrading people, but you live your life to please you. If you feel like you need to go to Martin tomorrow, don't wonder how somebody gonna feel or what people gonna say. Go to Martin. Go in a lacquer shop, go in a Kipling shop, go in a crack store, buy whatever. Buy whatever you want. That's what I do. All the time. Whatever I feel I need or I deserve, I get it. Whatever makes me happy, I do it. Unapologetically, I live for me. And I learned that late, and it's not everybody that grasps that concept when they need to. But you need to live life. So I live my life how I want to live my life. No. Because I always used to wonder, oh, how this gonna look? How this person gonna feel? No. At the end of the day, if I could lay down with myself and not have my conscience over me, I'm fine. I'm not bothered at all. But I used to be bothered. I used to be very, very much concerned with how people felt weird. But I am here as a testimony to say, do not take on people's stress. Do not take on any stress. You could imagine living your life to please other people, and then tomorrow you die. And after they bury you or whatever they do with you, they forget about you. Forget that you live life wondering what they would think. They're not thinking about that. So live your life. I had a script. I had written what I wanted to say, but I said that it wouldn't be as genuine if I would just speak freelance. And now I lose train of thought. That's fine. But basically, I feel like what I wanted to say came out. We spoke about that. This won't be the backdrop. We still waiting on stuff from places to set up where I want to continue making videos. So yeah, in conclusion, my YouTube channel is going to be about lupus, living with lupus, daily life with lupus. How can I'm open and willing to helping people cope with it. It's stressful. Let me give you a synopsis of how lupus is. Let me just give you an overall, like how I feel it is. You know when your mother tell you to go, and she carry you to a party, and she telling you she picking you back up 5:30, and you anticipating that you gonna pick her up, you're gonna be picked up at 5:30. Lupus comes whenever. You could be doing everything right, and it just creeps up on you. Your mother just come out and know you in the bouncing castle, and your mother come and pick you up. And you feel so bad because you're with your friends and your mother tell you she picked me up 5:30, but she come back earlier. And you in the Bronx and Castle. They mean do the pinata yet. They mean cut the cake and give out the party bags yet. That's how lupus is. Enjoying your life, and then it comes. It just creeps up on you. The flare-ups that is because you live with lupus, but it behaves itself until something happens and you and it takes you down. For me, I feel sick to the point I have to go to the hospital. I have to. They have to give me some kind of pain medication. I don't know what it is, but it will be very instant, and I'm very grateful for the hospital because I don't know if I'd be able to bear it without that. And that's it. Lupus, living with lupus. I never thought that this would have been my life. It could happen to anybody. And I am admonishing persons that if you feel sick, the doctors are not quick to jump to lupus. They are not quick to jump to lupus. They would give you all kind of other medication, do all kind of other tests. The lupus is the last they would jump to. And that's fine because they have to explore all the other options. It's not always lupus, but I'm saying most of the times when you hear people talking about their testimonies with lupus, that's the number one complaint. They had symptoms from before that kept creeping up until they. Sorry about that. I had to go and turn off my brother's TV. But what I was saying is that it comes like that, and the doctors they don't jump to lupus. But always, I learned this very late as well. Stay in tune with your body. You may think that pain in your back is something that could just go. Pay attention to it. Reflect on your day to see what may have caused that. And when you are aware of what's around you and what affects you and how it affects you, effortless to go through your life. It's a learning process as well because it's not something that I don't pay attention to things like that. I don't. I just live. Honestly, I just live. I'm not a trendy girl. I'm not that. That's not me. I'm rough. If for lack of better wording, that's just me. I'm not girly at all. I'm actually made up, and I decided to take this video because I'm made up. We went to take Christmas photos today, and I just decided that I should just use this opportunity while I feel pretty to record this video, my first YouTube video as an introduction to my YouTube channel. I hope it won't be too long. By the time this video is uploaded, it will be on my birthday, the 15th of January. And that's just me stepping out. I feel like it's just time for me to step out of the shell. I feel like I am put away. I put myself away for no reason. Not that I want to be out there, but I just need to do more, live more, experience more. Of course, within boundaries. So yeah, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'm open to any comment, any suggestions, and yeah, I'm also open to hearing people talking about what causes their flare-ups. For me, it's the sun, and I cannot avoid the sun. I live in the tropics. My job requires me sometimes to be in the sun for extended periods of time. Not complaining. I don't complain. But I live in the tropics. I really can't avoid the sun. That causes my flare-up. And I don't even know if that sometimes I feel sick because I stress about something. It makes me feel sick. Not sick to the point to go to the hospital, but it feels sick. And certain other things that I have not put much interest in, but certain things causes my flare up as well. I have to get more, I have to experience it again to see that that causes it. We'll get to that when that comes. And I'm also open to hearing what foods that you eat that helps you like cope. Reaching satiety while being healthy. That's my goal. Reaching satiety while being healthy. That is feeling full and also eating healthy. Because I like plantain and cassava from the Spanish people with pork and fried chicken sometimes. But I haven't eaten that in a long time and I crave it, but I know how it makes me feel after. So that's something that you have to always consider. What foods cause your flare-ups? What foods are to your detriment? Because it may taste good, but it might not be good for you in the long run. And that's always something to consider when you are battling with any disease. Because what you put in your body is ultimately your life. What you put in your body is that's not even only food. That's your environment, your energy, what you put your effort into. Because when you put your effort, what you focus on is what you are. If I focus on negative, I am negative. If I look at the bigger picture, that would always be me. I would always be the bigger person. I'm not saying that sometimes I won't be petty, but you live and you learn, right? Not all the time. Sometimes you have to really be serious about things. I also have to get used to talking to myself in a camera on my tripod or on the ring light. But the lighting is here in my living room is exceptional. Period. So yes, don't forget to like, subscribe, and what else? Share my video when it comes out or when I think it's up to par to, because I'm editing it myself, so when I think it's up to par to be shared. Good night.